Ah, there you go. My ignorance with technology again. Good Filipino morning to everybody. Lady Eyes back there running around, getting situated with things here. Anyway, I just want to start this live stream with a quick announcement that it is with heavy hearts to announce that Ken has passed away about 2 weeks ago, and I don't have direct knowledge of the situation, as I have mentioned before. Like after Ken arrived back in London Heathrow, like he was under the care of social service in the hospital, and there was something involved that I don't want my name to be dragged into and be falsely accused and stuff like that, as I am an open book. So I disassociate myself with the situation, but through a mutual friend, a neighbor of ours here who is a reliable source, um, and through communication with Ken's son, limited, very extremely limited communication with Ken's son, I figured that the information that was relayed to me is in fact not a troll or someone just talking smack, and Ken has passed away. And unfortunately, or apparently, again, this is just hearsay. I don't have direct knowledge. When he arrived back in London, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, amongst other things, and perhaps even, when they medicate him, like while Ken was here, for many, many years, he's become very fragile and not vaccinated or anything like that. So maybe it just, oh, also, he came down with COVID as well, as I was informed. And maybe just a mixture of like psychology as well as um, the medication that was given to him. It might have shocked his body or something like that. I'm not in the medical field. I have zero experience in the medical field, but there are speculations. But either way, Ken has passed away, and I am very sad to announce that. And a moment of silence. Yeah, and well, chicken legs. On other topic, I love your support, and I would love it for you to come here and visit us, chicken legs. I love your humor, and we got to meet in person, my brother. And Swampzoid over here is a very heavy supporter, and I really appreciate it. I always see you on my live stream, and I recognize everybody. And yeah, Mitch, like prayers, I pray for him, like every day since he has arrived back in London. Which I hope for the best, but the reality still is still the reality. We cannot accept that. Escape that, because he is indeed a very fragile man. But moving on, though, like as you can see from my screen here, like my name is Q Riders. We have revamped her channel because her channel has been floating around for a little bit, and it was, it is monetized, but she was earning like about 50 cents a day. So
And we are so busy also, guys.
yeah, and because we're so busy and
Left and right.
yeah, and as far as content is concerned, we decided together that it might be a better idea to revamp it, rename it, rebrand it, and make it a moto and drone vlog, because we travel on our motorbikes,
Yeah.
our motorbike a lot. So we just thought, like, and then we just bought some new toys as well. Our action camera, or DJI action
DJI
camera.
Action Camera 4.
Yeah, Action 4. And Sean, thank you very much for making the comment on the Tops, video, and school me a little bit that there is, in fact, a zoom function in the DJI. I'm just totally ignorant with technology. I really appreciate you guys' support, and just like teach me things and giving me feedbacks as I go. Like I welcome all feedbacks, and I don't delete any comments. Like including the troll comments and the negative comments. I appreciate that because I take that in as a learning experience. But if the comment is out of this world absurd, I leave it on, just to see, let my other viewers and participants see how ignorant people are, and that's that. Yeah, and I express my condolences and to Ken's family and to Ken's son. I don't want to name his name. Maybe he never expressed, like privacy, desire for privacy or anything like that. I encourage you to reach out to me because it seems like every time I reach out to you, like I'm just sensing, maybe it's just I'm sensing falsely that you don't care to be reached out to, but there are a few personal information that Ken had left me before he left the Philippines, and I think, in my opinion, is valuable information. If you want to reach out to me, I'd be more than happy to share that information with you and leave it to you to decide how you want to go about it. I am, like it's just simply information and nothing more on my end. It's just like but if you don't care for it, then I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay. And yeah, getting back to the channel, like we're going to, like oh, and by the way, I crashed my drone 3 times, so it's non-functional right now. So one of the motor it flies. One of the motors badly damaged, and it just spins too fast. So 3 of the motors is lifting the drone up, and one is dragging it down. So I have to look for a reliable repair shop here, so I can create some drone footage as well as the moto vlog. And our motivation behind that is because of her cousin, who was a police officer, who invited a bunch of his police officer friends over to her birthday in mid January. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to form a riding crew with a bunch of law enforcement officers? And and somewhere along the line, we would like to ride around with a mechanic as well as law enforcement officers, and kind of do some kind of like good deed stuff. Maybe ride every Sunday, and if we see like jeepneys break down or something like that, we will help mitigate the situation, or motorbikes running out of gas, like maybe give them some gas or whatever so they can move on their days, and just feel good videos. And at the same time, we would like to like showcase the beautiful terrains of the Philippines. Not only in Cebu, because once you leave the city, it's just like everything is just so natural, and there's a lot of nature, streams and stuff like that. It's just like
The beauty of the province also,
yeah, like untapped terrain, basically. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But in the beginning, the next few days we're gonna be uploading, a few videos on Q Riders, and just to start the channel out. But we're gonna leave a lot of her old content on there for you to decide whether you want to watch it or not. But other than that, there's a few videos that I've asked her to uh, not to delete, but to set it to private or whatever. Yeah. Paulie, we miss you. You gotta come back, Paul. Uh, oh yeah, with Bernadette's Reno, it's just like this message is specifically for Hednick. She, like she wants to stay private, so she wants to be known as Hednick. I still haven't gotten the chance to go and measure everything. We just started yesterday. No, I'm sorry, 2 days ago to start a small series. We call it Q Kids. Of all the kids that we have been involved with and mentoring. Like in the past and presently, and then we're gonna individually. We started with Gel. Like a few days ago, we went up there to visit her just to get an update of her success and stuff like that. And we want to showcase these stories to let everybody know. It's like, how come these kids were on your channel and just kind of disappeared? But I just wanted to take the opportunity to make a few videos to talk to them on camera individually and see, like how their life was before, and a few months or even a year later, how it is now, and just to answer any curiosities that are out there. So with Bernadetta, again, she's like five houses down, and I feel so bad that my time is so consumed between like the bikes, our bike rental business and everything else, that I don't even have time to like walk down five houses to get the proper measurement of her aircon and bed. I just feel so bad. But she came over like 3 days ago to give me a copy of one of her key, just to go in when I have time on my own time. I don't have to wait for her schedule because she works graveyard and stuff like that. But I'll I promise I get around to it. And then let's see here. Go ahead, honey. And then oh, Mitch, thank you very much. I appreciate your generosity. Oh, what? And you didn't pay us a visit, Mitch? It hurts my feeling, man. But yeah, I mean, like our motorbike business is growing, and I don't know if I should announce this or not, but anyway, we have taken in one investor, and we were like we are supposed to double up our inventory to 34 to 36 units in the next week or two. But like we have money on hand, and the dealers that we work with specifically, the three dealers that we work with specifically, unfortunately doesn't have the supply to fill the demand. So that's a little bit heartbreaking. Yeah, there are inventory out there with other dealers, but I'm just not comfortable with buying from a dealer that requires 3 months to get the registration. As a business, it just doesn't make sense for the to go spend that money to buy a bike and let it sit there and collect dust for 3 months. 3 months, that's a lot of potential revenue that we can potentially gain. So I just made a business decision to just wait for the three dealers to get inventory, and they do, but just not at the speed that I wanted to get. Andy H. Yeah, and I also always see Andy's comments on my videos, and I really appreciate your support. And I'm hoping that you guys can, for those who find, like moto vlogging and drone vlogging, scenic vlogging, to come over to Q Riders and give us some support there. Like I'm still, and also, like leave comments there, and uh, please let me know, how I can do it better. I'm still, like dabbling with, like some commentary, and we're gonna upload a few silent with just, background music and just strictly terrain, So like I don't know which is more favorable, but like I would really appreciate any feedback that you guys have on the specific videos, how I can improve and make it more entertaining for you guys. And yeah, and even if you guys turn on they're quite long videos because we take like long trips and stuff like that. So even if you guys turn it on on your TV and fall asleep to it, that's welcome too. And do you think this? Oh yeah, yeah, Mitch, of course. I also want to announce that like I will be opening up room rentals here, starting as of March 1st, which is in a few days. So, Mitch, to answer your direct question, yeah, we have plenty of space, and still, as a courtesy, as like supporting my subscriber community as well as the traveling community, like I will store it for free. Like there's no charge, but if anybody is coming through the Philippines and need like base camp, we do have private rooms with private bathrooms
Yes.
To rent out. So if you want to arrive here with just like 15-20 minutes away from the Cebu International Airport, so it's super convenient, and it's only like a $4 taxi ride to our house from the airport. So if you guys, need to stay, a place to stay for a few days or whatever, to kind of plan your next move, or even long term, like uh, we have private rooms, and with a private bathroom, full bathroom, no bathtub though, for rent as of March 1st. So we are starting that to accommodate you guys, the supporters of Q Adventures here, and we're putting that to work. But yes, Mitch, we'll send your friend over, and we'll store it for free, and he has no obligation to rent a bite from us or anything like that. And yeah, I appreciate that, Sean. I'm trying. I also have a DJI microphone. Like wireless microphone, and I'm trying to see if I can somehow connect, like by Bluetooth or something like that, to the action cam, so I can eliminate a lot of that, like wind noise, background noise. So if you have any feedback, Sean, if you're please, like type me a message. I appreciate it. Yes, Margaret. Like I really appreciate the compliment, and first and foremost, when I first met Ken, it's just like I didn't even know what I can or cannot do. It's just in the process of posting his video. I got a lot of positive feedback, so like which gave me the courage to commit myself to help him go home. Like and that's simply that. That was my commitment to help him go home. Yeah, I mean, as far as a lot of commenters asking me to fly there to visit him and stuff like that, I'm not his guardian, neither am I, like want to get that involved. I just feel that, I mean, at that time too, like Ken was pretty adamant about not having any living relatives and stuff like that. And then after, like he arrived back in London, when people surface and comments surface. I don't want to get into details either, just to pay some respect to the man, and let him rest in peace. It's just like I just feel like he could have had the support if he wanted it, and not from a stranger like me. It's just like I've done all I can and all I'm able to do, and I'm not going to abandon my responsibilities to the kids, that we are mentoring, and you will see these kids as individuals in the coming days as I'm working on this series. Yes, Billy, I 100% agree. It's just like if like his passing took place here in the Philippines, it would have been a mess. And um, I don't know. It's just like to like who would repatriate him, or would he be cremated? It just opens up a entire can of worm. And to pass away in a foreign country as an illegal immigrant, it's just I don't know, just the thought of it. It's just I wouldn't associate that with peace. Oh, Jan, yeah, like we'll make a good effort to do that again. It's you know, the shoes, although they're imitation shoes, my friend, my house guest and friend Jay, they call them Chikes because they're Nikes made in China, but he calls them Chikes. But they're like I have a pair myself, and they're somewhat comfortable. They're not Nike comfortables, but for the price that they sell it for, like $10 a pair, and then we're also extending business to the business owner. It's just like that one simple act. Let's just say, for example, $100. It's just like we make like 8 to 10 kids, depending on the rack that they choose from, happy with new shoes. And then, of course, we're supporting local business. And the business owner loves us, and she recognizes us still whenever we walk and pass through. She always wave hi, which I love.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, that's a question for her.
okay. For that question, minimum for the front, starting like 1,500 to 3,000.
Which translates to US dollars about 30 to 60 US dollars. And then like also we're going to visit, like the current dentist that we're using is her personal friend,
Yeah.
excuse me, her personal friend, which is located in the city of Constelacion, which is a little bit far mileage wise. Like it's about 10-15 miles, but time wise it's extremely far because of the traffic that exists here in the Philippines. But we met like a dentist that she went to like a few weeks ago, and she is very modern as well, and she does a lot of the work in house. So we're gonna meet with her today, and she's located here in Lapu Lapu, like maybe 10 minutes from our house. And we're gonna run it by her and see if she would be interested in like taking clients from like our channel, so we can expand our resources. Like we'll still work with Dr. Christie in Constellation, but we just want to like kind of do our dental work and kind of be the guinea pigs, and whoever that is whatever doctor that can like that I feel like I'm comfortable with from a Western perspective, like we'll put them on our Rolodex. Yes, like Sean, it's just like I'm always proud of Jill, and of course she is my very first successful story in my philanthropy work here in the Philippines, and in my heart, she will always be in my heart. And the video that we've made, like 2-3 days ago, like I've expressed that, and I'm always going to be proud of her. It is the adult decisions that kind of influence, like the fallout a little bit. But I'm a grown man, like I am not emotionally attached to anything in particular, whether it's positive or negative. So a few days ago when we went up there, I had to sit down with the parents and made it clear, like of our past conversation and what wasn't carried out, and like my expectations going forward if they still want me to be involved. And I think we have an understanding, but we'll see what actions are. But individually with Jill, like I expressed to her, if not for her, the very first video, I would not be recognized and published by the ambassador of Brazil, Kelso. His name is Kelso. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kelso Diaz. His family owns a magazine that is published in over 70 countries. And he published my story and what we do and our efforts here in the Philippines. And Ambassador Kelso Diaz is also a member of the UN, and he's based in Manila over here. And, like that kind of recognition, it's just mind blowing for me. If anything, like if nothing else, it's just like, um, I'm getting validation from a member of the UN and government, like international government, that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. And it just gives me a little bit more comfort, more courage to do, what I do. And I'm hoping that one day, it's just like I get recognized more. That the local mayor, Ahong Chan here, would allow me the opportunity, 5 minutes to sit down with him, so I can get his blessing. Um, to get blessing from him on what I can do, honey. Um, so I can get blessing from my my doing in his town. I'm sorry, Eric. Eric, honey, can you talk over there, please? I'm very distracted. Yeah, I apologize about that. But yeah, so that's that. Uh, Yeah, there's a little delay on that, Mitch. Yeah, there was something I don't know if Scott wants me to talk about it, but I'll leave it up to him. But his NMAX is still here. He'll come back in about 27 days to collect his NMAX if everything works out right. But I'll just leave it at that. Let's see here. Yes, Andy, let's do that again right now, okay? All right. So yeah, I mean, like I'm very thankful to be to have crossed path with Ken as well. It's just like again, it's just uh my intentions in the Philippines is, not necessarily focused on the expat community or, foreigners. I put an emphasis on the, like youths here. But like crossing path with Ken, it's just like you as a human being, it's just like you can't see another human being suffer and just walk away, silently. So it's just it just wasn't gonna happen. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And again, that validates, like what I did with Ken was the right thing to do. And in my heart, also, I am very thankful of Ken to help me, grow my channel as much as well. I mean, this much as well. If it wasn't for Ken, my channel wouldn't, gain as many subscribers in such a short period of time as it did. Yeah, best wishes and my condolences to his family for sure. Oh yeah, Luke. I don't know if it's you specifically, but Jay did mention that he met like a subscriber over there at the Bantayan. His girlfriend is hometown is in Bantayan, so he frequents over there. Hey Frank, welcome to the Q community. No, I'm not Filipino, although I look the part. I was born in Vietnam and to Chinese parents, and we immigrated to the U.S. where I got naturalized. But in the process of immigrating to the U.S., like back in '87, we were up in Bataan, the refugee camp, and I was only 7 years old. And that's how I was initially introduced to the Philippines. And yeah, and when I visited for the first time, like maybe 17 years ago, as an adult, I just fell in love with the culture, the environment, just being an island nation and a lot of jungles and rivers and stuff like that. A lot of nature. It's just I fell in love with it all over again. So now I call Philippines home. Yeah, but thank you, Jerry, for blessing my channel with your presence. I really appreciate it. We can get all the support that we can, and it's just like for everybody that is watching and the hardcore supporters, if you share our channel on social media, your social media to your circle of people, we would really appreciate it. And like to me, it makes sense. Just by the simple fact that you're watching our channel for entertainment, it just generates the views, the algorithm, and of course YouTube, like pays us the AdSense and stuff like that. And with that, like AdSense payment, it just allows us to do so much more for the local community. We're creating jobs, and Eric, who is our mechanic outside right now, who I've told to be quiet 2 seconds ago. It's just like on a normal day, he works down the street at the mechanic shop. It's just like on a normal day, if he works 12 hours, assuming that he has back-to-back customers, he earns about 800 pesos a day, which is really good compared to the normal minimum wage, about 400 pesos a day, if you were a retailer. But when he comes work for me, a full day consists of maybe 6 7 hours, and I pay him 1,500, sometimes even 2,000, depending on the type of work. If he's like tearing down the engine to do the interior cleaning and stuff like that. So we're creating opportunities like that, and then our two adopted nieces here, Keth and Kat. It's just like the younger one goes to private high school, and the older one is getting ready to graduate, and we're going to like put her through college here in the city, and we're sponsoring her their brother. Like we're paying for his tuition. No, he doesn't have tuition. His
Just
boarding and living expenses, and
only the
yeah,
allowance.
and we even donated a bike that like a scooter to him. Like
Yes.
in the very beginning. So we're gonna follow up with all these kids, so you guys know especially for the newcomers, can understand the backstory. So I'm gonna talk to these folks, these kids, individually, and none of these would be possible without this channel, without you guys just simply by watching. So so if you guys can share our channel, and promote our channel a little bit on your social media platforms, we would really appreciate that. But you're not obligated to. Yeah, Alistar, I think so. Like our friend and house guest right now. He came here last year and got his entire. Well, actually, he came here with the budget of four zirconia. What you want to call it? Crowns.
Crown.
Yeah, but for the same budget, he got the entire top row, all zirconia. So he was very happy with that. I mean, I don't have any crowns. I just use the dentist for simple cleaning and stuff like that. But um, simple patch jobs and stuff like that. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Like Dr. Christie is great, and this new doctor, I forgot her name. What was her name?
Dr. Queenie.
Okay, that. And she's pretty good also. Like
Yeah.
but we'll sit down and see how we can work together.
And I just know that, guys, because I worked before.
Well, Don, we're not dating experts or whatever, but just from your question, like I don't know how to answer that, but thank you for joining us, joining the Q community. Just getting back to that question, just for us, it's just like when we first dated, a simple, like blood test, you know, what was it, like maybe 20, 30 US dollars. It's just like the lab work takes like about 24 hours. It's not, I don't know where you're from, but in the United States, lab work takes, like weeks, or I don't know. It's just even when I got my blood work for life insurance before I jumped ship over here, it took a little bit longer than but my patience allow. But yeah, so I would say, go get some lab tests, I guess. Yeah, like we had lots of plans, Luke. Even when we went to Negros, from San Carlos all the way down to Dumaguete, we wanted to take a day to ourselves to go to the waterfalls and stuff like that, and just like have a especially Bosley Hot Spring, to kind of rejuvenate our mindset a little bit. But we didn't even have that. We didn't even have time for that. So we just visited Calvin Sunshine Shoulders to further promote our channel, and then we went right when we're done. We shot right straight down to meet up with Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog New Tricks, which these two gentlemen I absolutely adore, and they've always been kind to me, and they've always granted whatever requests I have with them. And it's just like I'm very grateful to have met these two men, and have their support, and have their participation in my channel as well. And I'm very grateful.
I didn't see it. See, and you did with another.
Oh, Mitch, you did the second time. I really appreciate that. And Michael, I really appreciate your support of my channel. Will there be a new video posted? Yes, I'm actually editing right now, and I'll be posting it maybe within the next 48 hours, depending on our time. Because today, right after this live stream, we're gonna go to the one of the dealers. They said that inventory was coming today, so we wanted to be the first ones there and go to bank run and stuff like that. Meet up with the dentist and have a sit down. So our schedule is pretty full today, and I'm learning. I'm using I'm bouncing over to well, previously I just used Clipchamp, Microsoft Clipchamp, which is a very simple program to use. And then I recently started to use Adobe Premiere, and because I wanted the 4K quality, and I'm learning the program. Again, I'm just really technology dumb, so it's very difficult for me to learn, and it just takes time.
Did you already register about his
Yeah.
friend that he needs a place to stay?
Oh no, not yet.
Should I?
Yeah, Mitch. Go ahead. Yeah, Mitch. All my contact information is listed on like the homepage of this very channel. Have your friend reach out to me, and we'll work out the specifics. And I encourage any and everybody, if you need any of our services, like the room rental or our bike, we're often sold out, and to reach out to us as soon as possible. And the earlier that you have confirmed dates, let us know right away. The earlier we know, the better it is, so we can put you on that board right there, and then we take the very unit that you want to reserve out of circulation. That way, there are no miscommunications, because in the past, people have called us by telephone, and say, I'm interested in, I want to reserve a bike, and then for tomorrow pickup or whatever. And if they don't pay for the reservation, it's just a business, like a business thing. It's just like the next person that walk in, and rent it for a month or two, or whatever the case is. It's first come first serve for cash businesses. So when they arrive and we don't have the unit, it's just like, I'm sorry, because a lot of people do call us to reserve in the past, and they just don't show up. So just as a business, it's just like, if you want to reserve something, a paid reservation, we can guarantee you whatever you pay for, the reservation will be there when you arrive. But if you're just inquiring, and and funny enough, like, I've had some people that call us, just a few days ago, I want to reserve your bike, and then right when I say okay, and we say our greetings and hang up, it's like the phone rings again. It's the same guy that calls and say, do you have a bike for rent, thinking that we're a different business. It's just a business, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just for our business to stay afloat. We just have to abide by business rules. So Mitch, have your friend reach out to us. Ditas. Who's Ditas? What happened? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Ditas. I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel. But yeah, there are a lot of just yesterday, one of the what was the channel's name, honey?
It's
We have the privilege of like another vlogger that stays in South Cebu. It's Blair, and their channel name is
Leah's and Slug.
yeah, Leah and Blair's vlog. They have over 100,000 subscribers, and they consistently have like each video that they upload have over
Leah
50,000 views. They unexpectedly reached out to us yesterday, and asked us to partner up with them. And we're in conversation right now. They're coming in a few days to rent one of our bikes, and we're very excited and to meet these folks, to meet Blair and Leah. And there was some business discussions, and we have some like brainstorming session just through Facebook Messenger. And we're very excited. Like, nothing is like confirmed yet, but we're very excited that in the near future we'll be like building a boat and offering a lot more services, that kind of like what motivated us really is like, there's like a cajillion island hopping boats over here in Lapu Lapu within walking distance from where we are. Even the we jokingly call him Captain Hook, but the regular guy that we use, the regular captain that we use, it's just like everybody have the same route, and everybody does the same activity, all a cajillion of them. So it just gave me the idea to build our own boat, and like just driving through the three bridges that we have, the north, south. I mean, I'm sorry, the new old bridge and the CCLX bridge. We always see these isolated islands that disappear in high tide, and like abandoned ships and stuff like that. It just crossed my mind that wouldn't it be cool to offer a service to take customers or supporters, subscribers to these unexplored like islands or unexplored shipwrecks, and so it just gives us the idea, and then for us to build that or develop that like business is like super cheap in the Philippines. So we have a lot of things in the works, and we'll announce it as it comes up, so yeah, Paul, I 100% lean towards the NMAX. I'm sorry, not the NMAX, the PCX over the NMAX, because there's a reason why I don't carry the NMAX in my inventory. I just feel like it's a little bit bulky of a bike for such itty bitty tires. It's top heavy, and with the PCX, on the not that I condone or not that I encourage you guys to drive fast, but I drive pretty fast myself, and I have my own reasoning in on the fast turns. I feel like the PCX is a lot better balanced than the NMAX. And also with the NMAX and the Aerox, it has this. I'm not mechanical, so my terminology might be off here, but like uh, the starter wires, they are very common to burn or whatever. Our older Aerox, my personal bike, it just recently burned, and we have to like change that part. It's not expensive, but it's just a hassle, of your bike not burning. I mean, I'm sorry, not starting, and you have to open it up and cut cables, and it's just a hassle. I don't know. JPS. I don't know what the cause is, but like the message that I read that was forwarded to me again is like through third parties and stuff like that. It indicated that he had terminal cancer as well as COVID. So I don't know if that was the cause of the death, but it was speculated that the COVID, of course, put him in a worse or more fragile position than he was, and also with the medications that he was like being put on, that might have shocked his system, and yeah. Eyebrows. Question for I.
Question for me. Maybe Vietnam.
Yeah, I think I sold her on Vietnam, Sean, because the food there is so delicious, and I've been craving Vietnamese pho for so long, And then over here in the Philippines, there's a few restaurants that offer it, but maybe I'm just super biased because I grew up eating pho. Like right, the pho that they have here is just junk. You know, especially with Vietnamese food is very uh, vegetable based. Over here they give you like two mint leaves, and yeah, I pitched her on that. When we went to Thailand, she fell in love with the Thai food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she became such a foodie, and the way I described to her Vietnamese food, indicated to me that she really wants to go to Vietnam, and it's an easy trip too. It's like maybe like a 2 hour flight, and the flight is like super cheap from here. Yeah, hungry now? Should we finish up this?
No, because we're talking about
Yeah.
food, especially Thailand and Vietnam.
Uh, yeah, I think we addressed that question already
Ah, we did.
from Mitch. Yeah. What do you think though? I'll keep my opinions to myself, Michael. Like Scotty has always been good to me. Whatever I ask of him, I just ask him once, and he just like does it for me. Like for people who are uh what you gonna call it, nice to me. Um, I return a favor. We sat down with Chris, Carefree Chris, yesterday, because like somebody made a non-comment that was a concern to me. So like I reached out to him. I met the man once, with just maybe two sentences of salutation, and then we passed, cross path at SMC side and just a quick diplomatic hi. But uh, but because of that non-comment, him being an expat, I feel like we're all in the same boat, being in a foreign country here. So I just, reached out to him, and we took time and sat down, share a meal, and we just kind of shared a very nice conversation, just to see that he's doing okay, and just to offer him, like if he ever needs any kind of support, we're here, we have extra everything. So does like basically the message that we want to send to him and any other people that are watching here, if you're in the Philippines and you're down and out, you're just a phone call away or just an email away. It's just like you're not alone. Even though we've never shared a conversation or whatever the case is. It's just uh, from one human being to another. It's just like if we're not helping each other out, what how can we possibly classify us as human beings? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just like, especially you guys that leave messages, on the comment section of YouTube, it gets drowned out, and I feel so bad that just 2 weeks ago I was still responding to messages that were left, like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to reach out to me on a personal level on my US number, I am very responsive. But please, guys, I mostly use that for like business communications, and please also be considerate, that if you guys are just saying hi, I always respond, always. For those who reach out to me through Messenger and WhatsApp, you cannot say that I don't respond to you. You cannot make this very statement right here on the bottom. But it's just also be considerate that if you guys get into like what you would call it, asking me for advice on dating and stuff like that, then it's just like I can't possibly have enough time to acknowledge something that I have zero experience or expertise to, and I don't want to give you guys a rebuttal, and you guys like or opinionated rebuttal, and you guys take it as matter of fact, and if something comes that happens, opposite of that, then I am to blame. But Derek said this, I don't want to take that responsibility. And even for those who reach out to me to purchase a motorbike, like I'm more than happy to, like help you guys out. But you guys have to also understand that, when you guys make that request to me, you're not the only one that makes the request, and I cannot possibly store your bike for you, especially from 10 people, while I anticipate to have a lot of like 36 bikes in the next 2 weeks. So I cannot possibly have like enough room to accommodate that. And also you have to be considerate that for me to go and make a purchase for you, I bear the responsibility of the money that you sent to me, which I don't want. Number one. Number two, I bear the responsibility of driving your bike from the dealer back to my home to store it for you. And if something bad was to happen, a scratch or whatever, it's just like I'm responsible for it. I don't want that responsibility. And if I happen to choose a bike that has, like a hairline scratch that you don't like, and then you're gonna blame, it just opens up a can of worm that, like I'd be more than happy to tell you to go to, like Death Strong, which I work with, on a regular basis, and they typically, not guaranteed, just because it happened in the past, is not indicative of it happening in the future. But typically, from the many bikes that they bought that we've bought from them, they take about 2.5 weeks to get us the registration over the typical 3 months. I'll be more than happy to refer you guys there. Just mention my name and that you are going there. Like from my referral, they will automatically be friends. Okay, transaction is just a lot more. It's just less tense. Just take the intensity of business and like I guess professionalism or whatever. Things just become a little bit more casual. So yeah, so they'll treat you like the same way that they would treat me, and that's simply it. Yeah, but you're more than welcome to pop in, Luke, whenever you're in Lapu Lapu over here. Um, our door is always open, whether we're home or not. It's just better to send us a private message to confirm that we're home. Yeah, Chuck, like I don't know. I'm sure there are services that will ship it. But like depending on the items that you ship, like and the method that you use, they will charge you a tariff and import tax. A few years back, like when I came to the Philippines, I accidentally left my cell phone in my then brother-in-law's car, and then it was a used cell phone. He shipped it to me by DHL, and I was charged about 200 US dollars tariff for shipping like for receiving like a cell phone from the United States, which doesn't make sense. So but I paid for it anyway because like I needed my cell phone, so on and whatnot. But there is a better route, like in every community around the world. There are these stores that send buy-in boxes. In Los Angeles, last I looked, it's just like the service is 150 US dollars. They would just give you a cardboard box, a certain size. I forgot the measurement. You just stuff it with whatever you stuff that fits in there. There's no weight limit or whatever. And technically, it's designed for you to ship to a Filipino resident over here, a citizen over here, and it's tax free. You stuff whatever you stuff in it, and then it just arrives to the Filipino person tax free, and you just like the only cost to you is the shipping, which is 150 US dollars from my last recollection. Don't hold me to it. Don't take it as matter of fact. That's an option. As far as storage is concerned, um, I don't know how much stuff you're talking about, but if we do have space. So if you want to reach out, like to us privately for that conversation, like we'll be more than happy to have that conversation with you and help you figure it out.
Hi, Victoria.
Victoria, we love you. Yeah, you're like very supportive of both our channels, Philippines with I previously, as well as Q Adventures. We always see your comment and always the positive remarks, and we love you dearly. Yeah, Luke, we really appreciate that comment, but 100% we think about ourselves. Um, because we can, we lose the ability to take care of ourselves or having maintaining our health, both mental and physical, then we wouldn't be in a position to like help others. But yeah, we do sometimes like have date nights and stuff like that. Just a few days ago we just took some time to ourselves to go up to tops of Cebu to kind of just have like time to ourselves to kind of rejuvenate. And the way that we like to rejuvenate, we like to look for some random, like jungle or with a river with running water. To me, like when I hear the sound of running water is very therapeutic. And when I hear the sound of nature, it's just very therapeutic. I can just lay there in the water and just, for 2, 3 hours and get the massage by the running of the waterfall. That is just heaven to me. Yeah, thank you very much, Wayne, for the validation. And again, it's just like I was asked many times, like knowing, hindsight being 2020, knowing, like the outcome and stuff like that. Would I ever do it again if I came across the same situation? We wouldn't seek it out, 100% we will not seek it out. But, like if we come across that situation again, in a heartbeat, without hesitation, I would definitely do it again. I think everybody deserves, no matter despite their past, it's just like deserves their health and some kind of dignity in their life. So yeah, again, it's just like, and also we get a lot of people reaching out to us, to help this expat and that expat go home. There was one incident where, like, yeah, we went to kind of assess the situation, an Irishman. And, when like we were reached out by a local Filipino family who took this Irishman in and asked us to help him go home. We went to assess the situation. And long story short, we talked to this Irishman. He doesn't want to go home, and it was the Filipino family that insisted that um, it was a Filipino family insisted that wanted the Irishman to go home, but in talking to the Irishman, he didn't want to go home. So there's really nothing that we can do. You cannot help a person that doesn't want to be helped. And then another, like a few more commenters asked me to go to Manila to help a Vietnamese lady who was stuck in Philippines to go back to Vietnam. As much as I want to help her, we live in Cebu. Manila is an hour flight away. It's just the logistics of it doesn't work. As much as we want to help, it's just like for us to help, we have to go and rent a room for a month, 2 months, I don't know, to learn about her situation, fly to Vietnam and investigate her family, so on and whatnot, and while abandoning our responsibilities to the kids that we mentor here, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, Tony, thank you very much for that. If you have the time, I know we have a lot of videos. If you have the time to watch our very first video from like more than a year ago up to now, all of our information and everything that we've said, has always been consistent. Even from our very first video, where I've made, like to state my like I guess intention of the Philippines, it has not changed. Besides going to the gym, I'm still fat, still unhealthy. But yeah, I mean, like uh, any professional, like liars or whatever, it's just like somewhere along the line, consistency will break, but for us, it's just like we're being honest to ourselves, and that's the primary thing. We're not here to impress anybody, and I really appreciate all the supporters being supportive of what we do. We just document everything to kind of check and balance everything, and also, to showcase it as like for entertainment purposes, and that's why we never ask for any donations whatsoever. Like we do receive like donation and participations and stuff like that, but we never ask. If you have the kindness to do that, great. If you don't, then you're not obligated to. We are just simply grateful by simply you guys watching, and we have been consistent with that as well. But meanwhile, guys, we have a few customers popping in right here, and a lot of distractions that are coming up in an hour. And I thank everybody for your participation in this live stream, and thank you for supporting on my channel. And I wanted to just uh, again thank Mitch twice for making two donations here, and Michael Darnell. Thank you very much for your generosity. Ditas, John. Oh, and Mitch, I guess three times. thank you guys very much for tuning in today and always supporting my channel. And again, please, if you like scenic moto vlog and drone vlog, we're working on buying a new drone. Um, and we're gonna upload a lot of those videos shortly, and go over to Q Riders to support us as well. Right now, we're just testing the water, but in the next few weeks, we're gonna have, I guess moto philanthropy, just like riding around every Sunday with the police officers and the mechanic and stuff like that, and just helping out people who break down and because we often see jitneys breaking down and the driver is kind of pushing the entire jitney by themselves, without any help because people here are very busy and traffic is very harsh. So, if we have the opportunity to ride every Sunday, just for fun, number one, because I find riding very therapeutic as well. And if we come across people like that that needs help, to get off the road and get back home to their family, we want to, just do random kind stuff, and or we have the opportunity to mitigate the damage or the repair immediately. That's why we're riding with a mechanic on hand. We can fix it right then and there and just send them on their way. So hopefully we are able to do that pretty soon. We're in the process of making jerseys with my logo.
Cute.
And have the privilege of law enforcement to wear my logo. That'll be an honor and it'll be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys can go over to that channel and support that channel. And even if you turn it, leave it on and fall asleep to it, that's fine by us, and it'll just help us out a lot as well. Meanwhile, guys, thank you very much for tuning in today and your ever support of my channel. Until next time, y'all have a good one.